Brothers and sisters and supporters of Africa, this is a video from a very long time ago, last week, that is March 2024. And immediately after, these guys left Niger and they were told never to leave Niger, like the military, the US military should leave Niger. And there was Molepi. There was, that is the Secretary of State for African Affairs. There was Michael Langley, who is the Commander-in-Chief of AFRICOM. We all know what AFRICOM has done in Africa, and he was one of them. Then there's this video that has been circulating. This guy, Michael Langley, being asked why do they invest a lot of money in Africa? This is the question he was asked.
General Langley, can you talk about why we care about what's happening in Africa right now? I mean, if you tell the American taxpayer, why are we there? Why are we spending the money we're spending there?
And guys, you'll be amazed by what he replied. Watch this video of his reply.
Thanks for the question, Senator. For access and influence, I'd say that a number of countries are at the tipping point of actually being captured by the Russian Federation, as they are spreading some of their false narratives across Libya. And from a strategic answer piece, access influence across the whole Maghreb, that is NATO's southern flank. We need to be able to maintain access and influence across the Maghreb, from Morocco all the way to Libya. The PRC and Russia are also remaining exploitative where possible and coercive when necessary. They want that ground. They want power projection capabilities. So for the most part, the rest of the continent is also for mining concessions, whether it be gold or rare earth minerals. Both of them have a long-range plan. But I think at the accelerated pace, the Russian Federation is really trying to take over Central Africa as well as the Sahel. Terrorism, poverty, food insecurity, climate change, and mass migration shatter African lives. These factors sow the seeds of violent extremism and Russian exploitation across entire regions of the continent. AFRICOM's campaign revolves around central themes of ensuring strategic access, countering threats to the homeland and U.S. interests, preparing for and responding to crisis, and lastly, bolstering our allies and partners. This campaign places our African partners at the center, achieving positive change by executing African-led and U.S.-enabled operations focused on our shared objectives. In today's dynamic environment, our whole of government partners require appropriate resourcing. I strongly advocate for our State Department and USAID partners to receive the resources they need to guarantee our combined success. I would also like to highlight a campaign that benefits from our Congress, which supports the African Center of Strategic Studies, which is celebrating its 25th anniversary. In Africa, modest investments and resources go a long way towards achieving our national security interests. Africa faces many challenges, but also offers even more opportunities. With our African partners at the forefront, reinforced by our efforts and the efforts of our allies, we will continue to gain ground towards achieving lasting stability, security, and prosperity on this crucial continent.
This is one worrying, angering, we say arcing, like we are so angry because it's not a secret anymore. Okay, they will say they are doing this to ensure that Russia and China does not influence Africa.
If they do so.
If they do, you know, if they lose Africa and Africa develops like China, that will be it. Because if Africa becomes like China, it's the end of them.
Why would it not the US? Why would it need aid?
Yeah, because you see the first part, he talks about the Maghreb, the North Africa, and says we need access to this area because it's a southern flank of NATO. Okay, they ruined Libya and all that, okay? And we are seeing what is happening in Sudan right now. But another thing is, what about the rest of Africa? He's saying it's for mining concessions. This is where they get their minerals like gold and rare earth metals.
And they can't let go.
So Africans and Africa, your continent to the US is a source of raw materials for their development. What about you? Ask your puppet president.
Scrap, leave holes in Africa, develop their own, leave you guys dying from diseases, from all of this mining,
terrorism and all that.
you know, dumping all of these chemicals that they are dumping in our continent, giving us food that is not good for our bodies. We saw just the other day Tanzania was being given food aid, and our presidents are allowing it to happen, and our young people are saying, fine, we are hungry, bring the food, let us eat tonight, and tomorrow will worry for itself. But I think this is the best time to be alive, because these things are being told by them. Nobody's forcing them to say. It's not a secret anymore. Even puppet presidents, it's a matter of time before they expose themselves. All of these things are just coming up out in a very quick way. So it's for us as young Africans to say, will we continue with this puppet president who does this thing knowing that this is the benefit that the US gets from us, gets from us, and they are not giving us anything in return. We are just the ones dying at the end of the day. Young people in Sahel in the AES said, we are not allowing this to happen. They chased out France, they are now chasing out the US. And you will see the kind of development that
and
they are
doing partnership with Russia, because once Russia is in, US has to go.
Now that is it. But for the rest of us, what are we doing? Who will we have to blame? We are letting the AES develop whilst we just fold our hands.
With our puppet presidents. So guys, if you think this is, the first time that these guys are coming openly, I know most of you have seen these videos and they don't hide. It's true. Africa is for minerals. They are not here to help us. Even this video.
Africa historically, sub-Saharan Africa has been fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries. Okay? And Africa had a role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that. Okay, and this means all the economic structures, all the global institutions, and the economics we teach everyone is all designed to keep Africa exactly where it is. And whether it is Europe or US or now China, it's always the same. We need Africa to be impoverished because we need those raw materials and we need them dirt cheap. Okay, so that's the message. It doesn't mean to say that there's nothing Africans can do. Of course there is. Okay, but this is the opposition that they're fighting. This is what it's about. Because if Africa does do something different, I assure you living standards of all those in Europe and North America and Asia is going to fall. Okay? And that is a big price to pay. I assure you that the West is not going to allow that without a big fight. Okay, so the job of many Western academics is to convince Africans they have to keep doing what they're doing. Okay, and to show them it's your fault that you're poor. It's not our fault. It's your fault that you're poor. So this is what we do in academic institutions, and I want to show that as well.
So imagine Africa is just a source of raw materials. As in, guys, you're just a source of raw materials. Why can't we use these raw materials and develop our continent?
Yeah, we are just a hole to be dug and left.
Man.
And we are allowing that to happen?
As we sleep. So guys, leave TikTok. Come to YouTube. We are going to inform you. And then go down there and do something. Okay?
It's time for us to wake up, guys.
But I'm happy a lot of
Sahel
Africans and our brothers and sisters in diaspora have really woken up.
Yeah, and I like the fact that even countries like Senegal, they are seeing what France has done to them, and they are like, no, we don't want any other puppet.
That's the headquarters of France.
Yeah, we don't want any other puppet president anymore. We would rather sleep on the streets protesting against puppet president. Guys, let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye bye.